Hello and welcome to Race Tech Radio. Race Tech Radio is a weekly podcast based on racing and technology news. I'm your host, Justin Ritchie, and alongside me is Yannick Martin, back from his little break there. Alright, so on to the news. Sadly, no A1GP results for a little while. And not much racing news either.
Nope, only one.
But soon to come is the racing season.
Yes. And
next week will be our Formula 1 special.
Oh, I'm anxious.
So we're not going to spend the whole hour or however long the show will be on Formula 1, but we will go over the cars, the drivers, the teams, whatever, right? Pretty much the schedule, the track, all that stuff.
Everything there is to know about Formula 1.
Pretty much. Well, we'll get it a little concise. We don't want to ramble on. Alright, so the first story is Dubai to develop F1 theme parks. Union Properties, which is a real estate development company, they borrowed $1.6 billion from banks to finance a series of Formula 1 theme parks around the world. No plans just yet for one in North America, but there are plans for Europe and Asia. But the first one will be scheduled for Dubai in 2009, and it's going to cost about $360 million.
Well, that's going to be something. Dubai is such a growing city, and that has so much rich stuff over there. It's crazy, man.
I wouldn't mind visiting. They have the first 6-star hotel over there, whatever.
Possibly. They're supposed to be in the process of building the tallest skyscraper in the world. Like almost.
Well, they do have the highest.
High.
Wow. Yep, that's pretty high.
It is.
They do have the highest tennis court. Anyways. What do you think they're gonna have in the F1 theme park?
I guess some kind of tracks with cars, and I guess a lot of karting. Some roller coasters with some kind of like race cars. Theme cars and stuff.
I just don't understand where it is. Like, what are they aiming for? Like, you want people driving like go-karts, but they have the bodywork of a Formula 1 car?
Disneyland. It's an attraction park about Disney, but there's certain things you can't change, like roller coasters and stuff like that. They still remain roller coasters. They just add a theme to it, like a name and stuff like that.
Yes.
So that's probably what they're gonna do, like the Ferrari roller coaster, and it's all red and stuff like that. There, I guess.
Wow, that's gonna be real appealing to the fans. Well, I just don't see where they're planning on making their $1.6 billion back with painted roller coaster.
They will make a lot of money, dude. Attraction parks make so much money. It's crazy. Dubai is.
It's a tourist town. That's pretty much what it is.
They will be opening more than one, I think. More than...
3 of them is planned. So, Europe, Asia, and then first one in Dubai.
The Europe one's going to be a huge success.
Huge. It could be huge. Like Disneyland in Japan or wherever it was, right?
Euro Disneyland or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But they're not... Disneyland does not rake in as much money there as they do
that's for sure.
In America.
Because it's an American-based thing.
Well, Americans grew up with Mickey Mouse and shit.
But if they do something, if they build the Asian one in Japan or something, man, that's gonna be, they're gonna make maybe their money in the first year or something.
Yeah,
Japan has
a huge racing market.
Yes, racing market, and also a very huge theme park market. They've built the craziest roller coasters and attraction parks and those things. It's just so Japanese are crazy, man.
They are crazy, aren't they?
They do all sorts of crazy things.
Anyways, so that's about it for the Formula 1 theme park story, and all for racing news this week.
Yes, very quick.
unfortunate. But we are hoping once into the racing season, we won't only be bringing you racing results, but a lot of news along with that.
We are
actually sometimes so much we'll probably have to cut the show short, which will be a shame. All right, next story. Dell to sell Linux boxes.
Well, why not?
Dell will soon debut and sell a new line of certified Linux-loaded boxes. See, on February 16th, Dell launched these two new things on their website. One was this Dell Idea Storm, and one was Studio Dell. And it was pretty much a place where consumers could offer recommendations like, hey, I think you should upgrade your mouse pads and stuff like that. And a week after they released the Idea Storm website, they announced their soon-to-become line of Linux boxes. So that's exciting. One guy was like, dude, you guys gotta...
Be something.
It is, for sure. They didn't say what distro, but they did say that there were little hints that there would be more than one distro.
Okay.
Which is exciting. But here's my problem. Dell is notorious for loading shit on your computer. Like, you get your computer, there's Music Match, there's Winamp, and then there's, AOL. There's all this crap on it that you don't want.
Take like 2 days to disinstall. 'Cause there's too much.
Dude, AOL clamps onto your system.
That's crazy.
That's like dug into the registry.
You see that trick with a Dell, you get it, and format, and you start over.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem with this is Dell, in the past, what they've done is, instead of sending you a reinstall disk, they would have the... what's that called? I don't know. The image of the ISO of the pre-installed on a swapped partition, right? So pretty much you would have to keep the drive pretty much clean, unless you wanted to, not have an operating system.
But can't you take that image and put it on a disk?
No, because you can't burn. Can't really burn from a hard drive, can you? Without an operating system?
No, but with
not that I know of.
Before you format the whole thing.
I don't think you can access a swap drive.
Oh.
So pretty much when you
just say to Dell, send me the fucking CD.
I'm
paying for it. I want the CD.
That's exactly it. But anyways, what I'm concerned about is they're going to pack on a bunch of shit you don't need on your Linux box. So then you're going to get it home, and then you're going to reformat, put Linux on there, and it's almost as if you just bought a new Dell anyways.
Yeah, it's just. But with the Linux way, though, it's just simply going to make it simpler, because most Linux distros are free. So you simply download the image, burn it, and then just format everything and reinstall, and you have like Dell perfectly clean.
That's true. So pretty much, it's going to be cheaper for them. Instead of buying the OEM versions of Windows, they just download. Actually, they don't download it. They made a deal with Novell. Anyways, I just hope they don't ruin it. Because I can just see them adding a bunch of junk, and that would piss me off a fair bit. But that's good, because this will be like a very basic computer that is offered that a student can get, and it runs Linux and it works. That would be awesome. I think.
For sure.
I think
it's probably going to cut back on the selling costs too. So it's going to make the boxes probably more easily available to the people.
Yeah,
unless they simply keep the extra profits.
Well, I guess they could. I guess, if they must.
Imagine if they charge more for a Linux box.
That would be funny. That would be funny. But, Novell, so. Anyways, that's all for that story, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. So, still remaining in the Linux atmosphere, the third story is really an Ohio school district will upgrade their computers to Linux. So there's this school who reportedly is probably migrating all of their desktop computers, like in the schools, which are currently running the Windows ME, and that's just funny when I read that.
That's the Millennium Edition.
Yes, I had that on my old computer before, and man, did it suck. I still have the disk. I almost feel like installing it on my comp, but I don't want to screw it up. So, so I was saying that they are thinking of taking their desktop computers at school, which are running already Windows ME and Windows XP, well, mainly Windows ME, and switching them to Linux instead of switching them to XP or upcoming Vista. So the move is expected to really save the taxpayers and all the people who fund the school as much as $412,000 in licensing costs.
American.
That's a lot of money, really.
That is a fair bit of money just to upgrade your computers, and it's not upgrading your computers to the new standard. It's upgrading them to XP. Upgrading them to XP, $412,000. That's ridiculous.
And in 3 years, it's said that maybe Windows XP wouldn't even be supported anymore. So it would be.
And then they'll be in the same boat they are now.
It's crazy because their computers definitely can't run Vista. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So anyways, the money will probably also be saved through not having to purchase antivirus software to protect their Linux systems. So the district reportedly hopes to get all of its computers running Linux probably by 2010 or something.
Dude, wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be something. But it's
now
adapting all the people to a new and different OS at school that probably they already have some kind of Windows OS at home.
Yeah.
So it kind of screws the thing up, but
how so though? With Linux you can have the same codexes. You can have the same file formats.
Yes,
so it's not really changing
it's all the
if they're running
and shit.
Dude, have you tried KDE? It looks exactly, well, not exactly, but it looks like Windows. The start button is in the left-hand side, right? So there's no big difference. It's not like. That's why I think, you know what? Maybe they should put this in, K through 12 schools, right? Into the beginning school, where now they can learn, they grow up. But it's such a savings.
That's for sure.
Why? And especially with antivirus and firewall. Well, you don't really need a firewall, but antivirus alone, they're saving so much, and a hassle.
Yeah.
Who wants to trust the kids with? Oh, do you want this to have access to the net? Yes. That's just putting your life in your own hands. Anyways, that's about it for that. But so they want to be running them exclusively by 2010.
Yep.
2010. That's not too far off
It's
to have a
already
school
only
completely
3
run by
years.
Linux.
Only 3 years already.
That's pretty cool.
Time passes fast.
It does. We're already on the 4th story.
Yes.
4th story is a gamer overdose. 26-year-old guy apparently collapsed on Saturday after he spent an entire week.
It's ridiculous.
An entire week of playing online games. So
did they
now
mention what games he was playing?
They didn't mention what game. But he did weigh 330 pounds. So that's a little hint that it wasn't the games that killed him. Okay, don't blame it on the games because the guy was a moron and played it for 7 days straight.
Well, the guy probably weighed that because he ate and did nothing else than video games, so he didn't get to lose the weight or anything.
I guess that makes sense. But here's the rule. You gotta sleep every 4 days. And if you're 300 plus pounds, sleep every 2 days. Okay? That's the rule. If you don't sleep, you're gonna die. So this guy died, and China considers 13% of its...
That sounded so... that sounded so direct. It was like, okay, well, that guy died, and China considers
Well, China considers 13% of its internet users under 18 addicted.
Addicted. The whole world is addicted to different things.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone has their addictions, I guess. But that guy, it wasn't the video games that necessarily killed him. It was his stupidity.
Yes.
So don't push it off on the video games.
Be responsible,
the video games
kids.
did not force him to continue to play 7 days straight. That's a whole lot of hours. Like,
That's
I wonder what game he was playing.
Wow.
Like, you think he was playing WoW?
That would be crazy.
You think so? Well, at least WoW is the only game that is in depth enough that you can't get bored after I don't know how many hours are in a week, right?
Yeah.
So, I wonder what level he was.
Imagine the title, headline of a newspaper: "WoW kills kid."
Of course they're gonna bring out that crap, and
I'm waiting.
Can't
for that
stand
title.
it. You're waiting for that?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pin that newspaper article to my wall.
You know what? WoW's a very good game, and I'm sure he's probably a level 70.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, that's cool.
I have a few friends that want to start playing WoW.
Dude, they do?
Yeah, well, one of my friends already played WoW in the past, like almost when it came out, and he stopped playing, and then they're trying to... these days, they're kind of having the feel to play some kind of online game, and like RuneScape is kind of shit, so they were...
RuneScape is shit.
It's funny, though.
That's actually... It's funny because it's so bad.
Yeah.
Java has never been...
It's comical, really.
It is funny. I remember, but it was just... I don't know. In WoW, you get in-depth in the story, and you level up. RuneScape, I don't know. All I remember was chopping wood all the time.
That's so funny. My friend who used to do that, he got his woodcutting and fire making levels so high, like, it's 80s, I think he got it. It's totally useless. It's just, I don't know, bragging rights, I guess.
Yeah. See, that's cool about, WoW. If you can make a fire and then you can cook on it, and then you can eat it.
You can eat the fire?
No, you can eat what you made.
Well,
so
dude,
you can
that's
technically,
like the same thing.
Dude, you could fish. I don't know. I just like WoW because I can't stand bad graphics. Although they're not, ground-breaking graphics in WoW. They're far from them. But I'm surprised it's not that laggy. The only time I really lag is when I'm flying. And it's not like flying over a city. It's like when I fly into the city, and then like I have to load up all the stuff real quick.
Flying.
Anyways,
How can you fly?
Well, okay, I'll explain this to you. There are different cities, right? So if instead of using a train or an airplane, there are bat people, and they have griffins as well. So you can jump on a bat for like 3 silver and go to Undercity, and then if you want to go from Undercity, then you can go to a different city. But you have to have went to that city before and talked to the bat carrier handler. So pretty much, well, how else do you want them to walk everywhere?
Yeah.
The place is huge,
dude. The horses?
You don't get those until level 40.
RuneScape doesn't have horses.
You know what? RuneScape doesn't have a lot of
boat?
stuff, including quality.
You could use a boat down a river or something?
No. You can ship yourself over from each continent, but there's only 2 continents. Anyways.
Yep.
Also, you can take the Zeppelin, which is awesome, too. Anyways, next story. BitTorrent is planning on opening an online store, and so far they have 35 companies that are distributing their content on there. Some content will be without DRM, but for the most part, all of the content is going to be with DRM. Now, the problem I have with this is it is Windows Media Player 11 only.
Yeah, that's not good.
That sucks,
yes.
Pretty much. Now, the TV shows on BitTorrent are purchased for ownership, right? So you can keep it on your hard drive, you can move it around. But the movies will expire after 30 days or 24 hours after watching.
What?
That
Oh,
is correct.
okay, a rental. I was like
Yeah,
buying movies
yeah.
and like, how can
Yeah.
it expire if you bought it? That would be stupid.
Yes. So pretty much they're renting movies, but you're buying TV. So TV will cost $1.99.
But the TV won't blow up.
No, it won't blow
Okay.
up. So but the thing is, you buy you can't buy one season. You have to buy each and every episode. So
Yeah.
what? 12 episodes. That's $24
Like,
bucks for a
Can
season.
you do like select all and just?
I guess. Yeah. I would guess so. I guess you would just add it to your card. And the movies will range from $2.99 to $3.99, depending on their release date and their popularity and whatever. BitTorrent, I've never I like the technology behind it, but I really hate the BitTorrent, like BitTorrent.org or whatever it was. I was always a fan of uTorrent. They're going legit, and that's fine.
I don't know. It's
You don't know.
What's up with people these days trying so much to regulate things? It's crazy.
Well, they're not really regulating. They're just selling stuff. They're not shutting down BitTorrent as a tool. They're just not using it for illegal purposes anymore.
Like, how is like showing it to your friend or something being illegal?
Well, it's not. That's not a problem. You send me a movie on MSN, that's cool. But if you distribute it to the thousands on, ISO Hunt, that's where the problem. that's the problem. You see?
But how would they know?
They don't know. But most of them have DRM from BitTorrent. They're gonna have DRM. So
DRM.
Yes, digital rights.
DRM is the big debate these days. It's just crazy how much.
How is it a debate?
Well, it's just people continuously.
It's people in power wanting people to buy more stuff.
I know, but I mean, there's so much
humans-
people talking about DRM these days and how it's good, how it's bad, and people want it and people don't want it. It's just that's the debate. I mean, it's just
Wow, I haven't ran into one person that actually wants it. I guess content creators might, but even independent artists, they want to sell their stuff on iTunes. iTunes won't allow them to have no DRM. That's ridiculous.
Look,
Crazy.
even for example, if I use the example of downloading music, many like underground bands are
Found.
no bands
Discovered.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's the way they get discovered, through people sharing the music, and that's how they eventually will sell their music. But if no one knows about them, no one can share about it, and no one can find stuff about them without having to buy either their CD or anything, then they'll never get actually selling stuff.
And that's the idea behind BitTorrent. It wasn't made for illegal things, but it can be used for illegal things. The program itself isn't the problem. It's all the content that is available through that program. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like Pirate Bay. They say, we don't host the torrent files. We just show them where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's kind of the same thing.
Yep.
Anyways. Next story.
Next
Already.
story, CompUSA to close more than 50% of stores. They're planning to close at least, I guess, 126 of 225 stores over the next 2 or 3 months. They really are saying they do that to concentrate and focus mainly on their top performing locations.
Which is a good idea,
yeah.
especially in such a competitive market.
But CompUSA makes me think a bit of Radio Shack. It's just Well, because the CompUSAs I've seen are small retails. Like it isn't like
They're well established, though.
yeah, that's the
They're
thing though.
very well established.
imagine
That's
that-
what I don't understand.
Closing half their stores, man. It's important.
You think it is?
Well, yes.
Well, it is if you have, like, a store that sells like one PSP in a month. That's a little different. If you're not getting profit from it, then close it, right?
Yeah,
that's
but
obvious.
They're
But
closing half of their stores. I find it's a large number.
it is. It's huge. But with Best Buy and Future Shop and Circuit City and Fry's, all those places are very hard to compete with when you are, a somewhat small store. But CompUSA is well established. That's what I'm still trying to understand.
Yeah.
But anyways, Carlos Slim is the quote-unquote the third richest man in the world. And that's who owns it. So I guess if CompUSA isn't making profits, he's best to close them now before he loses a lot of money.
For sure, I guess.
Makes sense. In the end, I guess.
Could have found some kind of partner though, like Radio Shack did with Circuit City.
Yeah, those stores changed. It just makes no sense. Now Radio Shack is totally gone.
Well, Radio Shack, it's because they kind of made an exchange. How Radio Shack is mainly was found in Canada, and Circuit City mainly found in the United States. So they've said, okay, so let's make some kind of exchange. We're gonna put our little stores under the Circuit City brand in Canada to get our brand known, and put our little stores in the United States as some kind of Radio Shack branches. So they're trying to do some kind of partnership exchange, and it's just, I don't know, it's just
I don't understand
strange.
where it's working, though.
No.
They pretty much replaced all the Radio Shacks with Circuit City.
But they
how
basically
is that
just changed the name. Like, I haven't seen any change, really. It's still Radio Shack.
Oh, no, not at all. They still have Radio Shack batteries.
Yeah. It's strange. People are crazy on this planet.
They are. Alright, well, the next story. It's been rumored for a long, long time that Sirius and XM Radio were going to merge. And now it is official. We all saw it coming, pretty much. You gotta think that it was inevitable, really. Because Sirius and XM are totally different satellites. They had to launch satellites into the orbit to send signals and such, right? So that cost how much money alone
A lot.
for each two companies to send satellites into orbit? Okay, that's a fair bit of an investment right there.
Yes.
You gotta know it's all downhill from there, because you have to hire talent like Howard Stern, Oprah, Eminem, whatever, who else is on there, right? So pretty much they were losing money from the get-go. Now they're seeing it's really serious, and they got to team up. So they're planning on merging together, and they are saying the old receivers will be able to tune into both satellites.
So I find that's some kind of an innovation. It's gonna help the market in a way where it's gonna probably help the signaling of the radios. And imagine that if one satellite goes down, the other one will still be there to help and back up. So that's
true.
That's for sure.
That's
Your
true.
radio will never go down. And apart from that, they probably will be able to get more coverage with that.
See, XM still isn't that popular. Like, compared to radio, like AM radio, they're still not a top competitor. Because people just don't understand why they should pay for radio. They get it free already.
Yep.
But, see, for, like, truckers and stuff like that, where they aren't always in the same area, and their radio might not always work, satellite is the solution.
Of course. That's for sure.
I don't know. Just they don't have any any content that appeals to me, really.
Yeah.
On XM and Sirius, there's nothing there.
Well,
really.
It
There's
always depends
NASCAR.
on your...
There's Major League Baseball.
It depends on your needs and wants, really, because it depends what you want to listen and how you want to listen to it. Because, for example, on there, you can listen to... Oh, there goes the phone. Just throw it over there. I was saying it just depends on what you want. For example, on those radios, you can have the NHL games on there. Pretty much all the NHL games on the radio. But if you're someone that usually stays at home, probably at night, because most games are at night.
Then
what's
you
the
can watch
point?
it on the internet.
You can watch it on the internet, but you can listen to it on the NHL website. So,
Yeah.
what's the point of having, for example, the XM or Sirius, especially the ones that you can plug in at home? Really, if it's for some things that, which nowadays most things you can already get for free over the internet.
Yeah, I don't know. Internet radio is free. You know, why? But it all depends.
Yep.
If you're on the road a lot, I can see you needing one.
Like that trucker example is probably the perfect one.
That is, because other than that, you're going from state to state and in, the mountains and what have you, and you can't always guarantee to get that AM dial, and even when you do, how long is it there for? A couple 100 miles. So, I don't know if I was thinking of getting one.
But it's the merging. Is it like really XM buying out Sirius, or more Sirius buying out XM?
I actually have no idea, but I would guess they're just teaming up. I think they're going 50-50.
Okay. Just
because I don't think they're switching anything over.
Mm-hmm.
They're just saying that now you can get, your content.
Mm-hmm.
You can get Oprah on XM, and you can get Howard Stern on Sirius, or other way around. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's where. So, I'm still not thrilled about it. I still don't want to pay that much for radio, especially how little I would listen to it. Because, like, I used to listen to the Wise Guys, which is a sports talk radio show in Vegas. But now I just listen to my AM dial because it's more appealing to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear about boxing. I don't want to hear about, like football. That's all they would talk about pretty much. And I don't watch football. So, anyways, it has its appeal to some people, but I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it.
Yep.
Anyways, that's interesting. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's been rumored for a long time.
Yeah, but at least now it's official and we know it.
It is official. All right. So next story is BBC and YouTube to work together. That's correct. Clips from the BBC, shows including like Top Gear, they will start showing up on YouTube.
Yay.
Here's the problem. Advertising within the clips and possible pre-roll advertisements. Not too excited about that. But there will be 3 channels. And as in there are. There already are these 3 channels. There's one BBC channel that just shows like short clips, trailers, and shorts. And then there's BBC Worldwide that's supported by ads and shows clips from Top Gear and other popular shows. And then there's BBC News that will show about 30 news clips per day. I watched it. I checked out the Top Gear. Not good. Not good at all. It's a 5-minute clip. I want to watch the whole show. I don't want to see one funny clip. I want to watch the car reviews. That's what people watch Top Gear for.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them launch a car into space. I want to watch them test out the newest.
Sometimes it's basically that. You don't want to watch the whole episode. You just want to watch certain parts that interest you. Like, for example, the 5-minute reports about a car.
They're not cutting it up. They're only putting on 5 minutes of the whole hour, right? They're not like, oh, okay, you can select any of the 5-minute segments. They're saying, oh, okay, here's 5 minutes from the last hour. You know, that's what I don't like. I hate that. That's crazy. And their idea was they wanted to drive more traffic to their website, where people can watch the full-length program. So that's good that they're actually offering the full thing. But the thing is, they have to download a player.
But I guess
it's called an iPlayer.
Is it free or not? Like listening
I
to
believe
the whole
so.
Episodes.
I'm pretty sure it's free.
Okay, well,
kind of like CBC is offering the whole episode. But the thing is, you know what? Go to finalgear.com. That is your Top Gear area. You want to download Top Gear, you want to download 5th Gear, it's all there in pretty damn good quality. So that's where I watch it. Seeming that my YouTube guy went down after his little letter. He was all afraid by that and he ran away. So that's fine. I'll go to Final Gear. That's no problem. It's actually pretty good quality, by the way. You should check it out. Anyways, I don't like the idea of advertisements within the show.
Yeah, that kind of would kill the YouTube aspect of it.
And YouTube's shitty quality, anyways, which we will get into the next story.
Oh, really?
Are you doing this story? Or
yeah, I'm gonna do it, but
all right.
It's said to be that there would be no more tennis highlights on YouTube. So YouTube basically is starting to remove and ban tennis-related like match highlights videos from their site. The problem is, tennis fans, which are making their home-edited videos or homemade highlights, get their videos taken off YouTube, and well, any kind of tournament, small or big or whatever, get the videos of these smaller competitions, which you basically can't see nowhere.
You can't see
exactly.
Yeah.
You can't see it. The only way you could see it basically is through YouTube and
or Tennis Channel.
Yeah. Well, YouTube are taking those videos off. Basically, most often of the request of the organizations like the Tennis Australia and the United States Tennis Association.
Yeah. Now, first thing, I have watched tennis on YouTube, and it is shit. Okay,
you can't see the ball.
Hockey is totally fine.
Well,
because
you can't
you
see
don't
the puck.
watch the puck. Dude,
yeah, well.
You don't follow the puck with your eyes. You say, okay, that player has the puck, and now let's see who's behind him.
I guess.
You know, you're not watching the puck. Where tennis, it depends on the ball. You have to see the ball. That's what you follow in tennis. So, that's my problem.
Yeah.
It looked terrible. It's terrible quality. Awful. Now, here's a... It was mainly focused on one guy. He was doing the highlights himself. His name was Ulrich. And pretty much they kept having emails back and forth. And because one day he woke up and all of his videos were gone. And he's been doing it for a fair bit. So imagine that. You just wake up one day and hours of video editing is just gone because they didn't like it.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. That's really mean. You know, they should have suspended his account and, you know, something like that, not destroy all of his videos, you know. Anyways, the thing that's great is he did smaller tournaments. You would never even hear about these tournaments unless you had the Tennis Channel, unless you subscribed to tennis.com, or unless you actually live there. And that's the thing. It's bringing people into the sport.
Of course. It's
now why
then
can't...
When it comes to the how it shares content that usually people wouldn't know of, like I've said earlier.
That's true. Not everyone, well, especially in America, who likes tennis. Not a lot.
Nope.
Not a lot at all. And like in the U.S. Open, they ban still cameras with interchangeable lenses, and they ban normal filming cameras. So they're paranoid about that, but hey, what can you do? But you know what? They should get together like the NHL did and get their own little channel on YouTube like every other corporate sponsor, right? And then show the highlights, even though the quality is total shit. It's and I'm not a guy that like has to see HD. I watch The Matrix on YouTube. Wasn't that good? Yet people are like, oh, I can't watch The Matrix unless it's on high def, you know. But tennis you cannot watch on YouTube.
Of course not.
It's just ridiculous. I can't believe who would do that. Well, I tried it. I tried it, but I wasn't very pleased at all. I watched about 20 seconds. I was like, okay, are you kidding me? People actually watch that? Anyways, that's about it, I guess.
Pretty much.
Very short show this episode.
That's okay. Just prepping
That
for
is
the
okay.
next one.
Yeah, the next one is going to be our Formula One special.
It's going to
Which
be
is rather exciting. Well, it's going to be the normal length.
some more Honda renting.
Oh, man. I hate that.
It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
man. It is, isn't it? Anyway, so I guess that's all for this episode of Racetech Radio. You can follow along all the stories we covered at racetechradio.com. You can also email us, which we got an email. Do you want to cover that?
I guess we. Well, should we do? Basically,
we'll
we're
wait
gonna
on.
cover that on the next episode because it's an email about Formula One related topics. So, it's
Yes.
basically kind of going to be covered next week.
Yeah, more controversy.
Yes,
That's always good.
Formula One
Right.
needs controversy.
It does, doesn't it? So anyways, you can email us at racetechradio@gmail.com. And that's all for this episode.
Yep.
Alright, bye. Goodbye.